What's up, you guys? How we doing today? Today's stream is definitely going to be less intense than yesterday's. 1,300 people yesterday. That was insane. That was crazy. But today we're not talking about anything that's as insane. So it should be less. Probably not going to be as many people here today. It'd be cool if there was, but that's all good. I hope you guys are having a good day. Also, I just want to say that I will probably not be streaming as long today, just because it's really hot in San Diego today. In this room, when it gets too hot, everything kind of goes to crap. And my laptop is already actually kind of hot. So I'm just kind of letting you guys know, we're probably not going to be streaming for like 3 hours today. I apologize. Also, though, I'm kind of trying to combat that. I actually just recently ordered everything I need for a new PC. So I'm going to have like my own... I'll have my own, like, a streaming PC that's meant for this, so hopefully it'll be able to run better and everything will run a little bit smoother. We'll be able to, have, like, hopefully the streams will be able to just run a little bit smoother, which would be a nice thing. And I am very, very excited about that. So, with that being said, I just kind of want to wait a little bit for more people to get in here. Also, I saw someone talking about Discord. I do have a Discord. The link will probably be posted in the chat at some point, and you guys can check out the Discord. If you haven't checked out the Discord and you want to, you should do that. Every time you turn around, someone is promising amazing weight loss results. Just pay $49.99 to find out how. Go bankrupt. Buy these supplements, shakes, cookout, gym membership, etc. Yeah, if someone is selling you something about how to lose weight fast, they're obviously just trying to sell you something. There's definitely no reason to buy into any of that stuff. I did a workout today. It was pretty fun. So I did 20 minutes, so 20-minute AMRAP. So what AMRAP means is as many reps as possible, or you could say as many rounds as possible. It's really kind of up to you. And it was a 12-calorie assault bike, so it's just this bike that you, get on, you, pedal like this, and, with your feet, too. 12 calories of that, and then 10 bench press with just 50-pound dumbbells. It was a good one, man. It was solid. It was a nice pump. I did it outside, so it was very sweaty. But, yeah. So, today, again, like I said, today's stream is going to be kind of chill. I saw some people in the Discord saying that they weren't getting notifications for the stream, so there might not be many people in here today. I don't really know what's going on with that, why it's not sending out, sending out the notifications. That's kind of lame, but it is what it is. What's up? It's always Tegan. What does it mean when I feel like I'm eating enough calories and exercising, but I still feel lightheaded and low energy? It could be that you're just not... there's so many things that could be, so it's hard. I don't really want to say what I think it might be. It really kind of just depends. I just got the Discord notification. Hey, John, I didn't get any notification either. Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. Oh, well. We'll have a little... a nice relaxed stream today. So the thing that I wanted to show you guys, this was something that someone sent to me. I've been sent this a couple times. This is a post that was made by Sophie Hagen, who, if you guys, I have her Instagram open right here. So if you guys see, she is a comedian, and she says she is the most influencer on the internet in 2019 and 2020. She is the author of Happy Fat, and she is the host of Made Human podcast. So she recently made a post that people were kind of curious to hear what my thoughts were. So this is the post right here. And I just kind of want to go through the post and read it. And kind of Yeah. So she says 95% of diets fail. Well, they don't. Well, 95% of diets fail. Well, they don't. They're not meant to make you thin. Oh, okay, so she's not saying they fail because they're made to not make you thin. Okay. 95% of diets fail. Well, they don't. They're not meant to make you thin. They're meant to make you end up fatter than you were before you started. They're meant to make you feel like it's just because you didn't have willpower, so you'll start another diet. It's an industry. So this is where, like, when I read posts from, like people that are popular in the fat acceptance community or health at every size, like, there's a lot of things that we agree with, and like something like this, I can say for the most part I would agree with. And we've talked about the whole 95% rule a ton of times on the stream, but I would say a lot of diets fail. I don't know the exact numbers, but a good amount of diets fail because people go into them expecting like these insanely amazing results, and they either like their expectations are very high, and then on top of that, what they're trying to do is a little too extreme, right? And so they go from eating whatever they want to being like, I'm gonna eat 1,200 calories and I'm gonna eat super clean, and that's all I'm gonna do, right? So when people say stuff like this, I would say for the most part, I usually agree with them, right? But so let's keep going. I once spoke to a doctor who said all diets fail eventually. The only difference between the diets is the time it takes for you to get fat again. Now, again, I mean, I would disagree with that, but whatever. And she says, diets are a cure that don't work for a disease that doesn't exist, was one of the slogans said by the first fat activism movements in the 60s. This is not new information. And I can hear you screaming into the void, lifestyle change. But hey, we can call dieting whatever we want. Weight Watchers is now Wellness Watchers, but it's the same. BS wearing a new disguise. So again, it's like these posts, like, I can understand why someone would be like jaded by the weight loss industry or jaded by the diet industry, because again, like, there are, for so many people, you feel like you fail so many diets, right? And then so it's easy to be instead of being like, okay, maybe it's I don't want to say it's like things you're doing wrong, but maybe it's the way that I'm going about this isn't correct, so maybe I should change that. So instead of people doing that, they just think, well, I can't lose weight on these diets, so therefore there's a problem with these diets and there's no way that I can actually lose weight, right? And she goes on to say, when it comes to dieting, people only focus on the goal, this unobtainable future where they think they will magically be thin. They don't think about the process during which they will be a person who diets. The most boring, vapid, uninteresting, annoying person on the earth. Now that is just like unnecessary. Like, I feel like that's just, I don't know, that seems like pretty rude. Just because someone wants to like lose weight, I don't think that makes them a boring, vapid, uninteresting person. Like, I think that it makes them, maybe, like, you don't know why someone is deciding to lose weight. And that's the thing that's kind of frustrating with a lot of these posts, is like they have this idea of a person that is trying to lose weight, and for some reason it's always a person that's trying to lose weight because that's what the diet industry is telling them, and maybe they don't even necessarily feel like they need to. Maybe they don't even necessarily have any health conditions right now. They're just doing it because they want to fit in, right? Like, that's like this avatar they've created in this space, and they kind of like attach all of these things to that person. But the reality is, a lot of people try to lose weight because there might be genuine issues. And even if someone is just trying to lose weight because maybe they want to fit into this dress, or maybe they want to fit into the XYZ thing, or whatever it is, like, I don't think that makes them an uninteresting, vapid person. It just makes them concerned about fitting into something. You know, I don't know. I don't think that it makes them a terrible person because they want to lose weight. Ooh, I would love to taste that, but I'm on a diet. Is not a personality trait. And I wouldn't really say anyone is saying that it is. Like, again, that's why I think that there's definitely, it feels like there's some jadedness with her, and probably with a lot of people that are in this space of like diets for them haven't worked, and so you can just kind of feel this animosity of like, I'm mad that I wasn't able to diet, and I'm mad that I wasn't able to diet and keep the weight off. So now I'm going to be almost like, I don't want to say she's attacking other people, but it kind of feels like that, right? Like she's being very, very like rude. I don't know. And what's the alternative to dieting though? Staying fat? Yeah. Imagine the horror. So this is, I don't even want to finish that right now. This is when like people will argue with me that no one is saying just stay fat, but there are people that are saying that, you know, like there are people that are saying that. And so like it's people like this that will go on to other people's posts that are talking about the fact that they're trying to lose weight, that are talking about the fact that they are trying to you know, they want to diet, they want to lose weight a little bit, and they are the people that are going onto those posts and saying you're fat phobic, you're a terrible person. Like people say that person doesn't exist, but I mean we can see it right here, right? We can see it in this post. She goes on to say, imagine just living your life. Imagine not trying so hard to conform. Imagine just eating what makes you feel happy. Why is looking like the worst possible thing? Why is looking like me the worst possible thing that could happen to you? I would argue that people that are like genuinely afraid to like be overweight, like if there's a genuine fear there, normally it's rooted in something that maybe has happened to them in the past. Like I would say some sort of health scare that they might have had. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Caridad? Caridad? I hope I'm saying that right. So I think that is like rooted in, it's usually rooted in something, right? Like for me, my fear of, genuinely my fear of like being afraid of being, you know, at like close to 400 pounds when I was 20 years old, like I was afraid I was going to die, right? And some people might say that's an irrational fear, but I know I had nightmares, like the amount of anxiety. So I struggle with anxiety. I'm not sure how many of you guys, kind of are familiar with that. I've talked about it quite a bit. So I want to make it very clear, like losing weight didn't cure my anxiety. I still have anxiety. Like sometimes it's very bad. Like sometimes it's very bad. So I'm not sitting here trying to say losing weight will solve all your problems. That's not true. But what losing weight did help me with was my anxiety of death. And I don't know really how to explain that other than, like I literally didn't like to be alone in the house by myself, right? Because of my size and like genuinely being afraid of, oh, I might have a heart attack. Oh, I might have this, this problem. I might like that was crippling at times. Like it was terrifying. And again, I was only 20 years old, right? Like that's no way to live. And I think if I would have not changed and I would have tried to live with that until, you know, I'm 27 now, like, I don't know if I would have been able to do it, you know, like, I'm not trying to sound like morbid or anything like that, but like, I don't know if I would have been able to do it. And then on top of that, with how my body was reacting to my weight, I'm not sure if I would even be around right now, or if I was around right now, I'm not sure how high quality my life would be. Okay. And so, stuff like this, I don't know how to explain it to people. When I say like losing weight saved my life, and I've been I've had people say that that's problematic to say that, because it's basically saying that like my life was terrible because I was overweight. I don't think that it was just because I was overweight that I struggled so much with a lot of things, but I know that was a piece of the puzzle that was causing a lot of my issues. And so I think that if someone is deciding for themselves, I'm sorry I'm not reading any of the chats right now. I'm just trying, I know if I focus too much on the chat, I'll lose my train of thought. So I promise I'll talk to you guys in a second. But I know that for me, and like I know that there are other people that feel similar or have felt similarly, right? And when I make content, when I talk about these things, that's the person I'm talking to, right? Like if Sophie is happy where she's at, like I don't care. I don't care. She can do her thing. 100%. She can go about her business. But the fact is that there are people that want to lose weight that aren't doing it in some like malicious way, that are trying to make other, fat people feel inferior. It's just it's a personal choice. I don't know. It's something that's really important to me. And so I don't know. I just kind of wanted to bring this up because I got it sent to me a few times, and I understand that it's nothing like it's not like anything that I'm explaining is groundbreaking. I mean, it's all stuff that I've talked about before. But I kind of wanted to just share that with you guys. So, yeah. But that was kind of like just a little rant I wanted to go on. Nothing too crazy. Coach Greg helped a lot too. You guys talking about Greg? Anxiety feels like when you lean too far in a chair, almost fall over, except for a long period of time. Yeah, I would say that's almost exactly how mine feels. I get very, like with my anxiety, I get very sensitive, and I overreact to things. And so if someone says like, if I'm like struggling with anxiety and someone's like said something about my shoes, like, oh, I don't really like those, I will take it like a personal attack. Like this person is trying to like destroy me for some reason. That's something that my anxiety definitely does. It makes me a lot shorter, a lot snappier, and I just want to be like alone. Because I don't like acting like that. I think that's where it comes from. Like, I don't like acting like that to people, right? I don't want to be mean to anyone, but when I'm anxious, like it almost feels like I can't control it. I don't want to say it, I can't, because I mean I have my own free will, but it feels like maybe I can't, and so like that's frustrating to me. And then yeah, it's not a fun feeling. I think that's honestly like with that's why I've been enjoying like streaming so much, and having this community like with the Discord and stuff, because like it's opened up like like genuine friendships. It might sound weird like if you're not in the Discord, but like it's opened up genuine friendships. It's opened up a place for me to talk. Like I'm able to just sit here and talk about stuff, and like I don't know, just like connect on a deeper level, because I mean I work alone. I'm here in the office alone. I work out alone a lot of times. I live with my brother and my sister-in-law, but again, like they'll be at work or they'll be working, so it's not like we're always hanging out. So I think that, yeah, I think that that's kind of why. What happened to yesterday's stream? It's only 49 minutes. Yeah, so because I watched that Johnny Bravo clip, it got copyright claimed, so they cut a bunch of stuff out of it, and I don't know why it starts in the middle, like of me talking about Greg and Abby. I don't, there's nothing I can do about it. I don't know. It is what it is. There's nothing I can like change really about that. John, please help eating disorders after losing weight. I think that, so eating disorders, hey, this will be actually kind of an interesting. Sorry, I'm just changing the name of the stream. I'm trying to do this more, like change the name of the stream as I'm streaming, because if I don't, people will come in and be like talking about the topic that I was talking about like 20 minutes ago, and it's, yeah, it just doesn't. And then it's like there's just a bunch of comments that have nothing to do with what I'm actually talking about. Okay, so I think that like disordered eating, I do think that it's relatively common in weight loss and in people that have lost a lot of weight, and that's like, I understand that can be ammunition, right, for I understand that that can be ammunition for, like, you know, people that are, you know, health at every size and, like, diets are bad. Like, you know, this girl that we were just talking about, right? And so, Sarah said it herself. John doesn't have the background to help when it comes to eating. So I'm not going to sit here and try and, like, fix anyone's. I'm just going to speak from my experience, okay? So hopefully that, you know, disclaimer. But I think it's very common especially if it's someone that is trying to lose a massive amount of weight, like struggling, because, like, I would say that that's its own disordered eating, right? Overeating to a point where, like, you know, the amount of food I'm eating right now is causing me pain, or it's leading me down a path I don't want to go, right? Like, when we're really overweight and we're like, I'm not really happy with the weight I'm at, we know, for the most part, it's these things that I'm putting in my body that are causing this to happen, but we cannot stop that from happening, right? We just continue to eat. Like, I know that's how I felt. Like, I knew I am almost 400 pounds because of the food I'm eating, but that wasn't enough for me to be like, okay, I'll stop doing that, right? So I would say that's a form of disordered eating, right? And so I think that for a lot of people that are trying to lose a massive amount of weight, it's very normal to replace one form of disordered eating for another form of disordered eating, right? So I think that's why a lot of people, jump from, like, extreme diet to extreme diet to extreme diet, is because it's very, I think it's honestly almost kind of enticing as someone that is, like, now this might be a hot take, and if people disagree with me, that's totally fine. I totally understand. But I think that in some aspect, those of us that, and I only really can speak to what my experience was, and so I think that in some aspect, people that are very, very overweight, it's like this painful thing, but it's almost like you enjoy this torture that you're putting yourself through. And so it's almost enticing to look at food in a different light, be like, well, how much can I restrict? Because then it's some form of torture through food as well, but just in the opposite way. I think that, I'm not saying that's everybody, but I do think that that is something that people do that are trying to lose a massive amount of weight. I think it's like this weird psychological thing where food is this all-encompassing thing, and so you want to just get rid of it all completely. And I think that that's dangerous, right? And I think that that's something that a lot of people deal with when they are trying to lose weight or when they have lost weight. So this is, I ate this much equals sin, yeah. So I think that I'm not sure if there's anyone else in here that has lost a lot of weight that has kept it off for a long time, because I'm kind of, I'm not sure if I'm the only one that feels this way. So I just kind of want to explain this. So I feel that through, you know, what I do, I've been doing this for 7 years now. I've started to be able to notice, like, when people have lost a lot of weight and they are, you know, they're posting on social media, and, like, because most of the time it's through social media that I am, you know, encountering these people, right? I've been able to start picking out people that I'm like, this person, this might sound kind of bad, but, like, this person, I know they're not going to keep the weight off. Like, I can see it. And I don't know how to explain it, but I can just tell. Like, and I'm not going to call anyone out. That's not what I'm trying to do. But I'm just saying, like, there's this thing that I don't know how it happened. I would say that it's just because of where I'm at, that I can see, and it's the opposite way as well. Like, it's, I can tell when someone is like good, you know, and they're like 100% in a good spot, and they're not going to like struggle. And so I don't know, like, it's an interesting thing, and, like, this is why let's see, a lot of people are replying. Isaac, thanks for the $5. Hey John, I wanted to know if the starvation mode and how I can stop it. Oh man. Okay, we'll get into that. Starvation mode isn't real. I grew up encouraged to eat everything I can because I was so sick and malnourished. When I started getting bigger, I kept eating like that and gained roughly 100 pounds, and I'm now adjusting my habits. Well, that's awesome, Lauren. So, starvation mode. I personally, and I know there's probably going to be people in here that disagree with me, I personally think that starvation mode is not worth worrying about. I don't know if I would say it's a complete myth, but like the way I think of it is like when you look at people that were stuck in like concentration camps that couldn't eat, when you were when you like you see people that were not able to get the amount of calories they need, and they're never overweight because of that, right? Or if we look at countries where people can't eat enough food, right? There's not enough food for them. The people aren't ever overweight because of that. So I think that starvation mode, I feel bad because you sent me money, and I'm not trying to attack you, Isaac. Like I understand your question, but I think for most people that cite starvation mode, I don't want to say that they're lazy, but I think that they're just misinformed, and they don't really understand maybe how many calories they're eating, or maybe they're miscalculating in some way. And that's been my experience with most people. Okay. Wow, Amanda, Jesus. Holy crap. Dude, thank you so much. Wow. That's amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much. So it says, John, you're really such a great guy. I'm such a big fan. It sounds like I paid someone to send that to me. Happy to support your channel. I'm struggling with weight regain. It's physically harder this time around. I've been doing tons of research. Adjusting my protein helped. Well, that's awesome. If you have any other questions, let me know. What's up, Tank Build? Someone said, James Clark, you are correct. I'm curious what James said. I respectfully disagree. I don't know. I'm missing what's happening here. John's react. I think it's awesome. I can't believe that people will just like send me money just to say nice things to me. Like it truly is it's a different world. That was really nice of her. People in starvation mode have just eaten so much that reducing seems extreme. Going from 5,000 to 1,500 feels like starvation. That's an interesting take. I don't know if I fully agree with that, but I can understand. Like I can understand where you're coming from, right? Someone that's been eating so many calories for so long, if they start eating, I would say 1,500 is probably a little bit lower. So is it real? No, I don't think it's real, Isaac. Personally, I don't think it's real. That's my answer there. But yeah, that's an interesting take. So like someone that's eating 5,000 calories normally, obviously overeating so much, and then they decide to cut it down to 1,500 calories, which I would say is probably a little low. They feel like they're starving because it is a fact that your hunger cues are probably really messed up. I know mine were really messed up when I first started losing weight. There's so many hormones that are probably all jacked up, so you are just hungry all the time, and so you feel like you're starving. But yeah, that's an interesting take. I have a strong feeling John's talking about me. No, I'm actually talking about like people in the like Instagram world and influencer world and just people that I know like IRL. From my understanding, your body just begins to burn less. So what you're eating becomes your maintenance calories after being in a deficit for a long time. From my understanding, your body just begins to burn less. Well, yeah, so I think what you're talking about is like, yeah, when you are, say you're 300 pounds, right? And you lose 100 pounds, your BMI, or not your BMI, your BMR, your basal metabolic rate is going to go down, so you naturally are going to be burning less calories, but that's not because you've like damaged your metabolism. That's just the fact that you are a smaller person, so you are now no longer burning as many calories. Like say if I like was here for 2 hours doing this, literally just doing this, if I was 400 pounds, I would burn a lot more calories than I am right now, right? So because you're a bigger person, you're moving more of a body throughout space, and so it's gonna cost more calories, right? And so I think that's something that a lot of people kind of miss. They think that, oh my gosh, I can't eat as many calories as I could before. I have metabolic damage. When in reality, it's a very simple thing that happens. Also, I'm wearing some of the new shoes that I got yesterday. These are blue. I got blue ones too. Very nice. Crimson Lee said, I hope everyone is doing great with their weight loss journey. I'm down 40 pounds. I'd like to lose a total of 65 to get to healthy weight. Congratulations, dude or dudette. Those rainbow ones were dope. Yeah, those ones are definitely my favorite. But I was like, I have to, I can't just like not wear the other ones that I got. These are the ones that I actually paid for. The rainbow ones were free. Them ankles even got muscles. Don't, my ankles are, all right. That's just the body trying to be Oh, thank you. Determined Danny said, will you react to a friend's progress pic posted in Discord? Yeah, where'd you post it at? Oh, thanks, Dennis. Jeez, you guys are sending all the money right now. What's up? You guys are going to have me twerk soon in a second. I'm just kidding. Danny, is it in the Discord right now? Because I can look at it. There was a video that I wanted to, a couple people have sent me in the Discord. It was actually someone that's in our Discord community that makes YouTube videos. And I think that I want to like react to it or just kind of watch it. Mm-hmm. Danny, did you post it? He says he knows you. Selfie section. Okay, selfies. You guys, make sure you join the Discord. Also, let me just do this real quick. I want to show you guys this. I'm going to make this bigger. Okay. Oh, Fit Fatty. That name makes me laugh every time I see it. Loved your health at every size video with glitter and lasers and your partial support of Haze. Thank you. Yeah, I think that, like I've said before, I've said it a few times, like, I agree for the most part with what Health at Every Size says and what they're trying to do. And I think that for the most people that are a part of that movement, like, you know, I'm sure Fit Fatty probably is one of the people that I would be talking about. I know Sarah, who's been in here a few times that we talked to yesterday. I agree with more of Health at Every Size than I disagree with. So I appreciate that. Okay, so for those of you guys that are in the Discord, I get this question a lot that are feeling like, I don't know where I can post things. I don't know how to join. So what you need to do when you go to the Discord is you need to click on the rules tab, which is right here. I know it's under the chat right now, but it's just the rules tab. You'll see it. And what you need to do is make sure you read all of these rules, okay? Read all of these rules. And then once you read them, you have to click this thumb right here. So this little thumbs up. And that will basically let you actually enter all of these channels where you can actually, here, let me move this over. All of these channels where you can actually like talk to people and where all the magic happens, really. So if you are a part of the Discord and you're not actually seeing all of the content, make sure you go to the rules channel and click this little thumbs up button after you read the rules. All right? But that's what you need to do. Okay, so someone said in the selfie section there is a... look at all these. This guy, Jay Witz, is like a troll, I swear. What is he doing? Look at this guy. Good looking dude. Oh yeah, I know him. This is actually someone I know from like in real life. So I met this guy. John, you said you don't cuss, but I heard that holy crap. I say holy crap. I don't know if that counts. So this guy was actually someone that I met. So I met him at the 24-hour fitness that I used to go to. I used to go there all the time. And he was actually a trainer there. And we kind of started talking. And he had told me that he was pretty overweight in the past, and he had lost some weight. And he was probably a little bit closer to looking like this when I met him. And I think that I know that he got like some like knee injury. This is all me trying to remember things, so I could be completely wrong. But from what I remember, he had a knee injury that he got surgery on, and I think after the surgery, he ended up gaining a good amount of weight. And like I know he has been like posting videos and he's been like losing weight. So that's really cool. I'm really proud of him. I'm happy for him. All right, so let's go to the reaction requests. People keep sending Greg Doucette videos to like react to, but I don't want to turn into like every stream I react to Greg like Doucette videos. I love your videos, by the way. You have such a balanced and thoughtful advice. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay, so let's see. Where's the video at? Oh, that looks like it could be fun. I feel like I might get in trouble for the Try Guys, though. Where's it at? Okay, so this is by James Jansen. He goes, he's in the Discord, and he makes videos as well. And apparently, everyone was saying this was like a really good video, and they want me to watch it. So let's watch it together.
Joe.
Wait, pause. Okay. So, I'm assuming this was 3 years ago. So, the name of this video is My Thoughts on Self-Improvement, reviewing my 3 years of weight loss. Okay? So, let's see how this goes. I haven't seen this video yet, so I'm kind of curious to see what it's all about.
What? You got any good openings? Like a way to open it?
One thing that I wish I would have done, and that I think it's really cool that he's doing this. Also, if you guys want to go, I don't want to just like, I'll link his channel for you guys if you want to watch it. Oh, thanks, Sarah. So I'm going to link his, this shirt is from my friend Russell. So it says, fight racism, fight injustice, get better today. And also, it says the same thing on the back. And a lot of the money went, all the profits went to, like, Black Lives Matter, different organizations and stuff like that. But one thing that I wish that I did when I was losing weight was I wish I would have started sooner filming. Because like, oh, it would be gold. It would be gold to have clips of me actually like talking to a camera when I was bigger. I actually think I have some that I might be able to find if we want to do that. But yeah, let's watch this.
How do I open it?
Hi, y'all. I'm here.
Nice.
Hi, y'all.
Yeah, sure.
Hi, y'all.
Yeah, no.
Aw.
Hey, everyone. For those who don't know, my name is James.
What's up,
and
James?
I just graduated from college and got my first job. But aside from that, I really want to pursue a career in filmmaking. Along with that, I also want to document my personal
I love that his brother's just chilling in the background with his PC, just freaking crushing it back there.
growth as an individual and my health. And I think we all know what I'm talking about when I say health. 3 years ago,
Oh, wow, this is pretty fancy, man. This is cool.
for the most part, I had a fairly successful life. While I wasn't a big fan of school, I got by. I even managed to pick myself up a fancy degree. But there was one big problem. I let the simple pleasures of this world control me, and it was leading me down a path of self-destruction.
I like that he said that. I let the simple pleasures of this world destroy me.
But thankfully, on this day, 3 years ago, I decided to take action.
That's so cool. Wow. I remember, like, I look at pictures of myself when I was sitting at my biggest. I'm just like, that's what I looked like? It's crazy.
graduating college was a really big deal for me. Now, unfortunately, the degree that I ended up with was in something that I no longer wanted to pursue as a career. What I really want to work toward is filmmaking, and I don't know what that looks like completely yet. That's something that I've kind of been trying to figure out in the past couple months here even.
He needs to come move to San Diego and he could be my filmmaker.
But I do know that I want to work in that space in some respect. Unfortunately, as I stated in my first video, I'm in central Wisconsin. The opportunities are kind of far and in between. So, in order to start practicing these skills, I decided to use what I had available to me and start making videos. I've seen a lot of people on YouTube kind of having success, so hey, I'll give that a shot too.
He's talking about me. I'm just kidding.
But there was one big problem. There was
What is that?
what you could call an elephant in the room. If you didn't catch on yet, I'm talking about my weight.
It's crazy how, like, when you get to a certain size, like, literally everything that you want, like, everything you want to do is affected by that, right? Like, he wanted to be a filmmaker, and the fact that he was so overweight was causing it to where even that was hard, which, like, when you think of a job that is, like, hard labor that, like, your weight would get in the way of, like, I don't think, oh, filmmaker is one of those, right? So it's crazy how much it can really affect you.
Weight was a major problem. I had reached at my heaviest, and it wasn't the heaviest in my videos, but at my heaviest weight, I was 570 pounds.
Holy
All right,
crap. Dude, 570 is like... That's insane.
That's a lot of weight.
Yeah, it is. Wow.
That's heavy. Now, I have struggled with my weight pretty much my entire life. Basically, since I can remember, I've practically done
Same.
just about every diet in the book.
Same.
So, from my
Oh,
perspective,
sorry. I switched it. My bad.
I was going into this with a different mindset. It did feel different, and I was hopeful that it would work, that I could start losing the weight. But in all honesty, I wasn't 100% sold on the idea that I was going to lose the weight.
Yeah, that's like I remember feeling the same way. Like, the amount of times I had tried to lose weight were so many that, like, I felt silly even saying that I wanted to lose weight again. So the fact that he actually filmed the video is pretty crazy, because I definitely would not have, like, when I started losing my weight, I didn't want anyone to know about it.
Gave it a shot anyway. Aside from it being a big problem when it came to my career choice, it was actually starting to become a huge hindrance to my health. And honestly, I was at a point where if I couldn't succeed this time in weight loss, I can't tell you if I would have been here today if I didn't make those changes 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Scary stuff. Literally feeling your heart working, and fearing that one day it's just gonna stop.
Yeah.
Losing feeling.
That's exactly how I used to feel. Like, every time I felt like I could, like, literally any time I felt my heart beating, I was freaked out, because I was, like, afraid this was going to be it. Or I remember any time that I would have, like, deja vu. You guys know what deja vu is, right? I was always like, oh, this means I'm going to die right now. I don't know why.
In your hands and your feet. From doing absolutely nothing, it's just, you would lose feeling in your hands and feet. Going upstairs was like climbing a mountain every time. Just walking, sitting in chairs was just so uncomfortable. Like, I just didn't seem to fit in the world anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And had that gone on for much longer, I don't know if I could have gone on for much longer.
Mm-hmm.
And so, obviously, I've made the change.
Oh my god! What? He just killed his brother. What just happened? What am I watching? We have to watch that again.
I've made the change. my videos started with a pretty heavy focus on filmmaking, each week it started to feel more and more like I was leaning toward more of the health-related topics.
Have you never killed a sibling? No, I haven't. Only close. I've only been close.
As I started to see success, and as I started to feel like, hey, I've got some momentum going on here, that filmmaking focus kind of just shifted. And it did. It became practically all about weight loss and how much success I was having and the celebration behind that and the things that I was now experiencing that I couldn't experience before. And I don't think that was a mistake. I think that happened naturally.
The Kool-Aid man.
And I think it's good. I think it's good that happened.
I think it's
just
good
remember
too.
losing 50 pounds and passing that mark was such a big moment for me because that is more than I've ever lost before.
This is crazy, man. This is very similar to how I felt. Like, I remember when I lost 50 pounds, I was like, I could, like, that was the moment people asked me, like, when did you feel like you could actually do it? It was when I lost 50 pounds. Because I had never lost any amount of weight. Like, I was the person that literally would try and lose weight, and I'd lose, like, 10 pounds and then be over it. Like, I was never super, like, oh, I did it. Like, I've lost 100 pounds. Oh, I gained it back. Like, that was never me. It was, I lost 10 pounds, and my motivation would, like, wane, and I'd be like, whatever. I'm over this.
So, the most I'd ever lost in weight was 50 pounds back in high school when I was doing the Dukan diet, if some of you remember that one.
I do not remember
and
that
so,
one.
when I passed it this time, it was all new territory at that point. Everything felt fresh and new, and I felt so different during this first year, and there was so much hope and so much energy.
Yes, the hope. I was hoping he was going to say that. The hope that you feel. Like, I remember, and this is weird, and I don't know if anyone else can relate to this. I don't, maybe you guys in the chat, but I remember, like, I've told the story of when I decided to lose weight, but I was watching Miami Ink. I was sitting eating Panda Express and drinking a huge soda. And I remember that night I decided I'm going to start losing weight. Now, I decided to start eating I'm going to lose weight tomorrow. I'm going to start losing weight tomorrow. And I remember I woke up and it was this hope that was inside of me. Like, I remember thinking, I'm going to be able to do this, you know? Oh, James is here. Hey, James, if you want, after we're done watching this video, I would love to have you on and we could talk. If you want to on Discord. I know that you're on Discord. I think it'd be fun.
That it could be done. And I dreamed of the day that I would hit 100 pounds lost. And I planned a video for when I lost 100 pounds. And I lost 100 pounds. I lost 100 pounds. I'm still just flabbergasted by this. I was able to pull off an epic celebration and film it for my channel, and it was such an amazing moment to be able to celebrate such a milestone. In all honesty, it took me longer than I wanted it to for losing the 100 pounds. But the fact was that
Cool, James. Well, just go into one of the, you don't have to do it right now, but once I'm done with the video, just go into one of the voice channels and I'll drag you into the interview thing.
Reached it. And that was what was so big to me. While the weight milestones are huge accomplishments, I would say some of the even bigger accomplishments for me are some of the ones that you probably don't even think about. Being able to get into my car each day and not have my gut touch the steering wheel is fantastic. Being able to get in my car every day and use the seatbelt just normally, not having to like put it behind my back or anything, just normally clicking the seatbelt.
I remember being able to, like, the first time I was able to, like, reach the seatbelt here and just, like, put it on without having to, like, I used to have to, like, grab it. I'd grab it like this behind me, and I'd, like, literally make it as big as I could and then put it around. Like, that's how I would have to put on seatbelts. But now I can just grab it, just click, it's no big deal.
Such a blessing. Being able to sit in practically any chair, to just sit in it and not have to worry about it collapsing under your own weight. Huge deal. Lawn chairs. So I do a lot of camping, going out and being able to sit on a lawn chair knowing, hey,
Yeah.
this is going to hold my weight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to crumble under this thing. Or this thing's not going to crumble under me. That's a big deal. And then, plane seats. I'm almost to the point now. And I think by the time I go back to Alaska this year, I will be able to be in one plane seat. How cool will that be?
I remember being, I was like, I never flew when I was at my biggest. I was too afraid. Like, I literally was just too afraid to do it.
How cool! Oh, like it makes me so energized to see these little successes. And yes, clothes are a thing too. Like obviously this, I want to say, I'm wearing 2X now, which I haven't seen since middle school basically.
Jeez.
So being able to wear smaller clothes, and also that longboard that I purchased, right? We're getting close to reaching that milestone. So I might be able to ride a longboard soon, guys. Like,
That's so cool.
there's so many things that I'm looking forward to. Kayaking this summer, riding my bike again. I rode my bike again for the first time this past summer. So cool. Like, all these simple things that you just you forget about or you don't think about, and I can do them again. Being able to run.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I ran a 5K, guys. I completed 2 5Ks now.
Running for me is still one of those things that it's like, people don't like understand it, but like when I was at my biggest, I literally, like, I could not run. Like, I couldn't. And so like being able to do that is such a blessing.
I know that this is kind of weird, but sometimes I literally just feel like running.
Yep.
So if I'm getting my groceries at the store, I might just do a light jog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do a light jog right into the store, or I'll just jog it back to my car.
Yeah.
Just because I can. It's not because I have to. It's just because I can.
Yeah.
And I have the ability to. And I'll get back to my car and be like, huh, that was nice. And I'm just breathing. You know, I'm breathing normally. I'm not like sucking wind like I used to have to. I'm not the one that has to cheat the mile anymore because he's just incapable of doing so.
I used to cheat the mile too.
Oh, yes. See, this is the stuff that makes me so happy. It reminds me of how far I've come. And honestly, hearing all this stuff again and saying it and reminding myself how far I've come, it makes me look back at this past year that I've had and just kind of shake my head.
Get in pulling. I don't want you pulling it up. It's cooking. You burn it the top like that.
It amazes me that I was so down on myself. I was so down on myself, and honestly, there's been a lot of reasons for that. It was one of the roughest years of my life. My weight loss began to slow, and I had friendships that broke apart. I felt trapped in a career that I don't want to be in, and on top of it all, I didn't know how to live with myself anymore. I didn't understand who I was anymore. And that's where the big core problem was. I was losing myself. Both physically and mentally. I was losing it. I'd look in a mirror and I wouldn't recognize who I was anymore. And that's not in a personality sense. That's in a physical sense. I physically would have to do double takes in windows and mirrors because I'm like, who is that? Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
It's really hard to explain, but it's really messed with my head. What you need to know about me is that
So like I struggle with that a little bit, but like I think it's one of those things, and this is just completely like my own experience, but I think it's one of those things that it just takes time to get used to a change in your body, right? Like it just gets it takes time to people say like, how long does it take until you look in the mirror and you see what you actually look like versus like, oh, I'm actually what, like, you know, you see your past self. I think it just like takes time to do that, you know, for that to actually happen.
when I start feeling down about myself, I really start to withdraw from from people in general, and I internalize a lot of what I'm dealing with, right? And if I'm not sharing that, that's when things really start to go south. And so I started to withdraw from people. I started to withdraw from events. I started to stop posting videos as often as I used to, and just tried to find who I am and who I was. I missed James from that first year of doing videos on YouTube. First year and a half, like, fantastic. I was so energized, I was so positive, I was losing weight, I was being successful, I felt like I had momentum.
I think like with that, it's the novelty. That's like, I think that's what happens to a lot of, I think that's what happens to a lot of people that are like trying to lose weight, and at first they start off really strong. It's not even just like, I would say a lot of times it's that they're trying, like they are trying to do too much too fast. But on top of that, I think it's like the novelty, because I know for me, like when I start something new, I'm super excited, right? And I'm like, I want to do it, I want to do it, I want to do it. But then after a while, the novelty kind of wears off. And then it's like, okay, do I really want to do this? Or was I just excited to have something new in my life, you know?
And I was losing all my momentum. I was losing my momentum in weight loss. I kind of gave up on filming projects. I started to lean away from doing as many visual effects. And like, I just wasn't feeling it anymore. And so I took some time off. I took some time away, and it was really good. I got a new job. It's still not in my preferred career path, but honestly, it's far less stressful, and that's kind of why I made the jump to this new job that I'm in. I'm working a completely different schedule, and now my problem becomes, how do I live within this new schedule? How do I allocate my time appropriately and still give myself the time off to find myself? I don't know how else to find myself. I'm almost there. I'm getting there. Hold up. But job aside, things have been getting better. And there's one last thing that I kind of wanted to touch on before I wrap this whole thing up, and that is how I've kind of made my recovery in the past 3 months here.
Getting kind of lonely all down here by myself. A friend is coming to join me. I was all by myself for so long.
No.
I wasn't sure if I ever.
Was this like Black Friday or something like
Not
that?
everyone's going to be able to relate to this, and I understand that. That's fine. But it's a huge part of my journey, and it's a huge part of who I am. But I am a Christian, and having God in my life is so critical. And in this past year, I struggled in my faith. I struggled in that aspect of my life. And because of that, I had something that was a core part of who I was that was shaken. And a lot of my mental stability is because of the comfort that he provides.
I think on top of that too is because like he was saying, it becomes like losing weight becomes such a big part of your life. And especially like if before you were never really too worried about, say, your health or your fitness or anything like that, and you weren't at all focused on it. So when you start to put a big focus on that, just in reality, like things you end up taking from other things, right? You're like, okay, I don't have as much time to do this thing. I don't have as much time to do this thing. So I'm going to take some time from this. I'm going to take some time from this, maybe some mental energy from all of these things, because you're like, I'm so focused on losing weight that then like things that maybe you loved before, you just are no longer focusing on anymore. Like for me, a big thing was drums. Like I used to drum every single day when I was before I lost weight. Drumming was everything I did. It was the only thing I did. I drummed night and day. Like at any time, it would be 90 degrees and I'd be in my garage that has 0 AC and I would be drumming, sweating to death, right? And so once I started losing weight, like the mental energy I had and like the amount of time I had to do that, it waned and I wasn't playing drums as much. So I would say that's a pretty normal thing. Like obviously for him it was faith, but for a lot of other people it's a lot of other different things that maybe like for a long time have been very important to you. And I think that's why a lot of people say, oh, you've changed. But it's like, yeah, I've changed, but it's almost been like this necessary change, right? Because, for me, especially us that are losing a lot of weight, it does take a lot of energy and it does take a lot of time. And so it is very normal for you to seem like you've changed. Because you have changed, right?
Top of that comfort and that peace that he brings me also is that
I thought you said drugs. No, drums.
positive energy, that hope that there's something better for me at the end of all this. And that's honestly something I did at the very start of this channel, at the very start of my journey. I gave my struggle, which is this weight loss, I threw it up to him and I said, Lord, help me, because I obviously have not been able to do this all my own.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's that part of my channel. That's that part of who I am. A large part of why I am feeling so much better now is because I've taken the time to dive back into his word, and I've taken the time to pray and to go to church and to be in those communities and with those friends.
Whoa, that's creepy.
Because I know not everyone can relate on it. If you'd like to have a deeper conversation, go ahead and just send me a personal message or leave something down in the comments, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. All right, good. I'm gonna walk now.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh. It's shifting.
Symbolic if you shut
I lost
the
10. Ah.
Keep going. Keep moving.
All right, what am I down to?
As you walk along the road, slowly drop more and more weight.
Woo!
What is next?
So, the new year is upon us. What to do? Going forward into 2020, I feel like myself again. But new and better and improved. The new and improved James. While I still hold on to some of those memories of the past and of how far I've come and where I used to be.
Look at those
and
dumbbells.
I still struggle
Beast.
with my self-image as far as actually accepting that I've lost all that weight. I feel so much better. And I know that I'm not that person anymore. I just have to continually remind myself that I'm not that person anymore. Going into this new year, if there's something that you've been wanting to improve about your life, I would encourage you to take action. It's not going to be easy, but it is so worth it. I know around this time of
I
year,
agree.
a lot of people like setting up a New Year resolution or a New Year's resolution. But how about we try setting up a New Year's resolution? Pick something that you want to change in your life for the years to come. Not just 1 year, not just 2 years.
I like that.
I'm talking multiple years, possibly the rest of your life.
Agreed.
What are you going to change? How do you want to become a better person? How do you want to become the best version of you that you can? If that makes sense. The best version of you that you can be. Because honestly, that's what I did 3 years ago. I didn't make it a New Year resolution. I just made it a resolution to change, to take action, to move forward with my life, and to say, you know what? Even though this was me, even though this guy is 570 pounds,
Jeez.
even though I went to an extreme amount of weight and further than any human should, even though I went there, I can come back. I can change.
Yep, you're never too far gone. 100%.
And I think that's with anything in your life. If it may not be weight, maybe weight isn't what you struggle with. And I'm just saying, maybe, just maybe, you don't have to be that way. Maybe you can take action and you can change your life. If you free yourself of that time constraint, you may find a new perspective on things. Something that I've said in a lot of my videos is this.
To help get me through this. Remembering that you never truly fail until you
Give up. Yup.
You see, if there is no other
Agreed.
option for you, and that's who you're going to be, then as long as you keep trying and putting in your best work, you can't fail. You can have moments that you mess up. You can have moments that just don't feel like it's not going your way. You can have moments that are setbacks, but you cannot completely fail on that resolution. You cannot completely fail on that goal as long as you keep coming back. And people ask, like, how are you so dang positive? How do you do it? I don't understand. And I think that positivity comes from the hope that I have. The understanding that the things that I struggle with today are probably going to be gone by tomorrow, right? It's not tomorrow, but it's just a different day, right? So the things that I struggle with right now, the things that I struggled with last year, I don't struggle with today. I'm struggling with new things, but I'm constantly learning, evolving, and changing into the person that I'm meant to be. And I think that's overall kind of the goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is to constantly be seeking improvement and working toward the best version of yourself possible. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed that video, and there's one last thing that I would like to do before signing off, and that is thank you guys. Throughout my past 3 years here on YouTube, I've been able to inspire and encourage others in whatever they're struggling with, but on top of that, that's also been returned back to me tenfold.
100%.
The person who is subscribed and watching every single video, to someone who's just checking in every once in a while to make sure I'm doing all right. I can't tell you the number of times that I've been having a rough week and I get a personal message from someone saying, hey, I just found your channel and you've really inspired and encouraged me. Keep up the great work. I love what you're doing. It's helped me so much just get through those difficult times. So, from the bottom of my heart, I really just want to say thank you. And as always, you guys have a wonderful week.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Here, I'll link James's channel again one more time. So, James, if you're in the Discord right now, I think that's the right link. I would love to do a little interview real quick, or just kind of talk. Let's see if he's in there. Oh, okay, he's already in there. Perfect. All right. Hello? Oh, wait, I messed up. Hello, James, you there? James, if you can hear me, your mic is muted right now. Says he needs voice permissions. I don't know how to do that. Why is it not working for this one? It worked for everyone else. I don't know what happened. Oh yeah, change title. Good call. Good call. How James lost, let's see, what was it, 100 and something pounds? 180 pounds. Alright. Save that. Okay. Okay, so people are saying I need to right-click on his name. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know why it's not working. Yeah, the ongoing struggle of technical difficulties continue. Discord is supposed to be used. I don't know why it's not working. Chain invite server. Hello? I don't know why this isn't working, guys. I don't know what to do. This is entertaining though. Well, I'm glad you enjoy this. This is so weird. It's worked before. That's why I'm very confused right now. Alright. I've been told that I should just try and Discord call him. So what I'll do is this. Let's do call. Alright, we're trying now.
Can you hear me in here?
I can hear you. I wonder if they can hear you. You can't see me though.
I can hear you. And I think, yes, they can hear me because I can hear me through your stream, so.
Okay, can you turn off the stream? Because we've noticed if you have the stream on, it just gets really weird.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, like, because it
Closed out.
It looks like there's... Hey, welcome! We got a new member in the Chungus Club. Let's see, okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to... I don't know why this video isn't working, so we'll just do this. No, cancel. Cancel that. They can hear you, okay. See, I'm just trying to turn on camera. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
And then
Hey!
what's up? Sorry, these. And there's no lag, you can hear me and we're all good?
I mean, it's a little stuttery in the audio, but it's all fine.
Yeah, okay. So
It'll work.
The lag's not too bad. Let me make this full screen and then we'll make it so they can see you. Pop out.
Cool.
Sorry, this computer is going very slow right now because it's very hot in this room and I'm sweating to death. Okay, so
Hot and overloaded.
Dude, that's why I'm getting the new. Let me just do a little bit of editing here. I want to make it so you can't see that. There we go. Okay, cool. Great. So, dude, that was fun watching your video. It was.
Yeah, thanks for watching it. I appreciate it.
No, I mean a lot of people, we had the talk in the Discord when you were kind of like talking about like, hey, I was just wondering if I could post my videos, and I hadn't seen any of them at the time, right? And I don't know, man, it's cool. Like, so what? I'm kind of curious. So your highest weight was 570 pounds, right? And so I'm kind of I'm curious about like the day where you were like, I'm gonna lose weight. Like, this is it. Like, was there... Because I know you said you were kind of talking about health things that you were worried about. Like, was there any, like, thing that happened? Like, I'm just curious about that exact moment, right? Like, your click moment is what I call it, but whatever you call it is...
Yeah. So my click moment was, to be honest, I wasn't a big fan of school. And I had just finished college, and I graduated. And so, like... that was just this like freeing moment of like, okay, it's on me now. There's no excuses per se, and I can actually go and pursue my life the way I see fit.
Yeah.
On top of that, in college too, I also I developed sleep apnea. I don't know if I'll get rid of that or not, but yeah. So I had really bad sleep apnea in college, where I commuted to college. It was about like a 30-minute drive, and I would literally have moments where I would get there, like I would get done with my commute, and I'd be like, I wouldn't remember the ride, right? Yeah. But I drove there, and so there was one morning I actually drove up, and I made it to the campus, and I just went to turn off my car, turned my car off, and then I looked up, and it was a lot brighter, and I was like, wait a second, I actually had fallen asleep and missed my class.
Oh my
So like
God.
that was how severe my sleep apnea was.
Wow.
So I had that diagnosed first in college, and then I got that dealt with, and so I currently use a CPAP machine.
So is that when you say you
but
got
that's
it dealt
actually
with? That's
something
what you
I've
mean?
noticed. Well, so initially that's when I got my sleep apnea under control,
Okay.
and so I could actually get some proper sleep. But then I didn't really address my weight issues until like a year and a half later, when I graduated, and my click moment was, hey, I don't want to do this computer programming thing anymore, which unfortunately I have the degree, so that's a whole nother story, but
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I don't really want to do this anymore. I really feel a calling or a, like, I need to do something in video production. And so that's kind of what was my click moment, I guess you could say, was okay, I want to do that, but there's no way I'm lasting a whole day filming something if I can barely walk on campus, or, I mean, let alone, I was surprised I could walk around campus
Yeah.
at that weight. Because I mean, I was almost at those levels of the shows of like 600-pound life and stuff, where it's like they're bedridden, you know.
30 pounds off.
It was a miracle I was still on my feet, to be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah, exactly. So it was definitely like, and I think I mentioned this in my wrap up video too. Is like, if I didn't change something now too, it was probably gonna be it. Like, this was my last attempt essentially. But yeah, it was definitely graduating from college and realizing that I was in the wrong career and I wanted to do something about it. And so I started, and I said, you know what? I don't want to wait to film things. And I think it could be beneficial for people to see this. And so I said, well, I'll just start sharing on YouTube, and I'll see where it goes. And hopefully, at least, I always said, if one person could be inspired and encouraged by it, then every video I make would have been worth it. And I've seen that and so much more come out of it. So it's been such a blessing.
Yeah.
And then of course, yeah, I mean, I'm just completely different now. So it's just awesome.
So I'm kind of curious about getting up to 570 pounds. Like, I'm curious about like the
Yeah.
habits that you had, that I'm assuming now that you can look back, you can kind of point out, okay, this was something that I was doing that was obviously like contributing. I'm just really curious, like what were you doing, and I guess what were you not doing that led you to like the point of 570 pounds?
Yeah. So how I've kind of explained it before is, one, it was just I never really took the time myself. So I'm a very independent person.
Okay.
And so if I don't take the initiative, it probably isn't going to happen. Like, if someone tells me, oh yeah, you should eat this and this and this, I'll listen to them. But like, if I don't actually take it upon myself, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's where, though, that was kind of a bad, I guess it's a personality trait, but like, that's a bad habit, I guess, to have, is people are trying to help you, but then you're just like, I'll do my own
You
thing.
know what you're talking
And
about.
with me not, yeah. And with me not liking school, it was like the one thing I had control over in my life was food. So like, I could choose there.
Yeah.
And so that was one poor thing that was a part of it. But then I mentioned this to some other people in the Discord when we were talking late that one night, where it's, I don't blame my parents or anything, right? Like, I really don't, because I still made all the decisions. I still put the food in my mouth, right? But I did grow up in a family that didn't have necessarily the best eating habits. And not only that, I grew up in a big family, so like extended family and stuff. And also in a church family where we would have get-togethers and we would have big potlucks.
Yeah.
And here's little boy James walking up to these tables just like, oh, it's a feast.
Yeah, I can have as much as I want.
And so
yeah.
I would just, yeah. So that's where some of those habits also kind of formed. And I have a gnarly sweet tooth. Like, it's something I still struggle with to this day. It's like, I try to avoid sweets as much as possible, because it's like, if I have one, I know that it can be a slippery slope to just more and more and more. But yeah, so those are kind of how those bad habits formed, through one, my personality, two, like this need of control, and then 3 I would have to say just like cultural and societal limitations of where I was at. You know, and it's interesting because I have seen people in my life like directly related to me, right, making changes themselves, and then I've even seen family members start to bring different dishes to pass when we get together that are more healthy options. And so like when I started, that wasn't much of an option, right? I would usually just kind of like, okay, it's a break day, or I just need to really watch how much I'm intaking. And when I got really serious, I'm like, I'll just bring my own food. but yeah, so I think that, you know, the family you grow up in or the people you hang around, that can play a role in it. And I think it did play a role for me. And then as I got heavier too, my feet hurt more. And so it was even less motivation to go out and be active. Because my feet are sore all the time. Like, yeah. And that's something that when I was at my heaviest weight, I never escaped that pain completely. Now I'm happy today I can report I barely ever experienced it.
Yeah.
But that was something that I really had a bad case of, was my feet just hurt all the time. And my feet would tense up and curl at the end of the day. It was, it's the worst.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
That's something that I kind of dealt with too, because when I was at like my heaviest, which I was probably close to 400. I say 360, but I was probably close to 400. Where I would work like only 4-hour shifts at the Van shoe store, but I mean I was wearing similar shoes to, you know, what I have on right now, which are not the most supportive. They're just flat shoes. Yeah. Dude, the amount of pain that I had in my feet, like just for 4 hours, and I feel so bad because I would complain so much to my coworkers, and I know they were probably just like, well, I mean, there's probably a reason your feet hurt a lot more than ours, you know, but they never said anything, which was nice, but like, I just, it was horrible, the amount of pain. Okay, so I'm kind of curious about, you talked a little bit about the you had this like feeling of just like hope, and like I remember feeling that way when I decided to like first start losing weight. And like was there ever a time when you were like in the middle of it feeling like, I don't know if this is actually gonna work, I feel like maybe I'm just like faking it until I make it? Was there like a certain time where you were like, I remember being like, this is it, like this is actually happening, this isn't me just like hoping it works?
Right. So a big turning point for me was when I hit 50 pounds lost. I remember that like very distinctly because that's the most I had ever lost on any other diet program I had been on. But yeah, at the start, I really I was kind of like, okay, I'm going to try. But when I hit 50 pounds lost, it kind of became a little bit more real. And then I was like, well, I still don't know if I'll make it to 100, but you know, I'm going to keep going anyway, and we'll see how it goes. Made it to 100, and it's like, okay, I've got some traction. And so like from there on out, like I was pretty much like, this is going to happen. Like I'm going to make it all the way. No doubt in my mind. And then I hit like the year 2.5 probably. Like last year is when I really started to struggle. And the weight loss really started to slow down. And I started to I was grasping for straws, like wherever I could. I was trying new diets and new, new different intermittent fastings. And I even did like the 1 meal a day. I did actual fasting, and like I did stuff that I probably shouldn't have done. Yeah. I had even reduced my calories down to 1,800 calories at one point. And so like I was reaching for everything, and it just didn't seem like it was helping at all. And so I was feeling like that hope was kind of fleeting in that time. And then on top of that, I was dealing with some other stuff in my personal life, and it was just like very overwhelming to have that all at once. And then, of course, you know how YouTube comments can be sometimes.
Yeah.
I had someone that had been following me for a while just kind of go off on me because I wasn't losing weight, and I had to have been consuming an exorbitant amount of calories, and so that really hurt because it was like they were supporting me for like months. They were supporting me and really encouraging. And so it was more than just like a random troll, you know? And so that kind of impacted me too. And all that stuff just piled on top of each other. That's when I probably felt again where it was like, okay, maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I've totally just gone off the rails. Luckily, I got that new job. That set me up with a completely different schedule. Gave me a lot more free days to work with, like full days, because I work 12-hour days now, and so it's 3 days a week and then 4 days off in that same week, and that just gave me a lot more time to like breathe and to work on some video stuff and to just play around with some of my hobbies. And I kind of put the weight loss stuff on the shelf for a little bit because I'm like, okay, just go back to just tracking calories and macros. Just don't worry about it for like a couple weeks, and just focus on some stuff that you enjoy doing. And so I took a little break from it, and then I came back to it and found out that like I had a free dietitian meeting through my work, and so I'm like, oh well, let's go and see what they have to say. And then I'm actually going to be starting a program it's like this I Choose Health program through our clinic that it's like I call it the trifecta of health, because I'll get like I get to meet with my doctor, and then I get to meet with the dietitian, and then I get like a custom workout plan. So I get like three in one, So it's like it's a good combo there. And so through that, I was kind of able to find my way back and found out that I had like a vitamin D deficiency. So that can kind of mess with your mood too. So I'm like, okay, well, got some of that back into me through supplements. Got my calories back up to 2,400 now, 450, somewhere in there. And then I've been slowly getting back to my normal self, which sits before you here today.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, it's like, as I started coming back, I started noticing like I was doing double takes in mirrors and windows where it's like, oh, who's that? And then, oh, it's me. it was shocking.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of a cool realization. And so that hope has like been returning. And then the issue of like, I kind of lost my faith a little bit last year too. So that coming back has been really encouraging. And just spending more time in God's word and stuff too. Like I said, that's a big part of who I am. So, so like to lose that, and I get what you're saying, where when you're so focused on weight loss and you're so focused on that stuff, because I did catch some of what you were saying. But when you're so focused on that stuff, everything else kind of just falls to the wayside for a bit. And you do get very focused on yourself. I mean, you kind of have to, but it can hurt other things that you're doing in your life. And I even said in my video, like, video production is why I got into this and why I started losing weight, but then weight loss just kind of took over.
Yeah.
And it was meant to be that way. Like, obviously had to happen that way. And now I've struggled with this idea of like, okay, so when do I start implementing some of that stuff again?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to distract from my weight loss journey, but because I'm not quite there yet. I'm not quite down to where I should be. But yeah, I would say it's been in waves. It's come in waves for me. And I don't know if that's because of the length of my journey, like because it's so much weight, or if that's just something that everyone goes through. But that's been my experience with that feeling of hope where it's like, oh, I'm actually going to do this. And I would say right now I'm back at that place where it's like, yeah, no doubt in my mind, I'm going to get down to at least 280 is my temporary goal that I set at 570 pounds. So 280, and then we'll go from there, figure out where to be.
Because how tall are you?
I am 6'1".
6'1", yeah. Yeah, there's so much stuff there that I would want to unpack, but I actually can't be streaming for that much longer because it's getting very hot in here. And like I seriously I can't wait until I get a better setup because like my laptop is like molten lava right now. But there was one thing that like is I have talked to so many people that have dealt with this that I think some people may not really understand what it's like, but like the fact that you touched on this person that was very supportive, that was like there for you, that was like, yo, you're gonna do it, everything's gonna go good, and then you're struggling, you're having some issues where weight might not be coming off as fast as I'm sure you want it to, but then obviously as fast as maybe other people want it to, and then those people that are so supportive at one point will flip and like. Again, it's like whatever, they can do whatever they want, but the mental aspect for the person that it happens to, right? So for you is like, it's so much worse to have that happen than to just have some troll come in and be like, oh, you're fat, and then leave. Like that, if I see some random person like say make fun of my skin or something like that, I could care less. But like if it was someone that had been there and has been supporting me for a really long time to all of a sudden just be like, you're actually a terrible person and all this stuff, like it's so much harder to deal with that. Like it's so much harder to deal with that.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's where like I also struggle with. I have people who ask me like, "Oh, should I start a channel and should I talk about my weight loss as I'm going through it?" I'm kind of like, I don't know,
Yeah.
like because I've struggled with it and I didn't think I would, and so like, I mean, thankfully I was able to recover, and I mean I had a lot of family members that I could talk to and stuff, and make me realize that like it's just one person, you'll be okay, like, and to bring me back out of it. But for if you don't have like any semblance of thick skin and like you said, the random comments off the side, that's easy. Like I don't care if someone comes in and says like you're fat, like whatever, okay. But yeah, when it's someone that you, I mean, essentially developed a relationship with,
Yep.
right? Like a friendship, it's like when they turn on you, that's a whole different story. And it's frustrating too because it's like they just start crafting these stories of like you said, like, oh, you're just lying, you're not really trying, and all this other stuff, and it just eats at you.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's where it's like I don't know if I would recommend it, you know, I would really have to know the person to be able to recommend if they should share their journey online, because it is, I mean, you're putting it out there in the public and people are unpredictable.
Well, yeah, 100%. And like we see it, like say, I would say the first iteration of people maybe realizing this was like maybe people that were on the Biggest Loser and stuff, right? Like they were super inspiring, and I'm talking about like the iterations of the very beginning. They were super inspiring, and then, you know, maybe they struggled with a little bit of weight gain, and now everyone that was so excited for them is now seeing them maybe gain a little bit of weight. And I know that had to have been a factor in why so many people from the first few seasons have gained you know, so much of their weight back, is because
I can see that.
they were at this high of people being super supportive, and then they just crashed down, and now it's like people are just like ripping them apart. Because they almost feel like people internalize it, right? They're like, because you failed, I feel like that spells disaster for myself. I think that's what happens when people get upset with it, you know? Like and I would say the majority of people are awesome, and like if you're struggling, they're there for you and they're like here. But it's like there is a small group of people that it's like they just turn, and it's hard to deal with as the person that maybe they're turning against, you know? As cheesy as it sounds, but
And for some reason, we always focus on the one that is so negative.
Yeah, it's
for some reason.
Nature. It's just human nature to focus on the negative, 100%. But cool, man. Thanks for talking. We'll do this again too. Like I wanna get it to a point where I don't think it's possible on this laptop to do it, but like at some point, once I get everything set up, I want to do like a whole like just like 10 people, all weight loss people, kind of talking about topics, because I think that would be really cool. I'll definitely have you in on that call. But dude, thank you so much for hopping in, and thanks for letting me watch your video on stream, bro.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude.
Keep up
the good work. I'll make sure that
have a good day.
I'll make sure that some of the mods like link your channel and stuff like that in the chat so people can find you. All right.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that.
For sure, dude.
All right.
Thanks, man.
See you.
Awesome. All right. Well, that was really fun. So I saw that there was one super chat that I want to answer. I apologize I wasn't able to get to it right away. So thank you so much to Cam Rose. Hi, John. I'm 5'4", 120 pounds with low muscle. I'm lucky to have a healthy relationship with food, but I'm training for the United States Air Force now, and I'm struggling to eat enough calories to make real gains. How can I increase my calories in a healthy way? That's a great question. And so what I would recommend is like find things that are calorically dense, that are like low volume, right? So like usually what works really well is like trail mixes, because they have a lot of like fats in them, so like they have like a lot of nuts and stuff like that, right? And then Sixto just put it, he knew what I was going to say. Liquid calories, right? Or not even just liquid, but like smoothies. Like being able to add, like you can add a lot of calories through smoothies, that I think is like super helpful. So like adding like nut butters to your smoothies, like protein powders, using like full calorie like milks if you can drink milk, stuff like that. So like just adding calories in where it doesn't feel like you have to eat a lot more food, because that's probably the problem, is like your stomach feels like it's super full, and so you can't eat more, and so you can't gain any weight. So like try to add things that aren't going to take up much room in your stomach, but will give you those calories. So that's what I would say. Yeah. All right. Well, I seriously appreciate James for coming in here, and thanks for everyone that hung out today. We got a new member, so that's awesome. I am excited about the new PC that I'm gonna get built. I really hope that it makes the streams a little bit like smoother, and I can like do like calls and it runs a little bit better. Because for some reason, like it just really slows down my computer right now. So I'm trying to work on that. But I really appreciate everyone for hanging out. And, oh, that's really cool. Hey, your Discord just helped out someone today who was in a dark place. Thought you should know. Well, my Discord is the best. What protein powder do you recommend? I recommend BPN. Ooh, can we watch you build it? Probably not, because I'll probably get frustrated and you guys don't want to see that. But yeah, so thanks you guys so much for hanging out. I will see you guys. I might do a weekend stream at night. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'll definitely see you Monday. Will probably be the next stream. I'll let you guys know. Thank you guys so much for hanging out.